Hello and welcome to the Spiritual Sisters podcast. I'm so excited. It's Gabrielle Celeste. You guys, it's our annual feature for the Chinese New Year. Happy Chinese New Year, Year of the Horse. My baby doll, bestie, favorite astrologer, all the things. Chikara Carpenter is here. Hi. Oh my God, I look at you and I'm just like, God, Gabby, you're getting old.
Hi guys, I'm so excited to be back.
Oh, Chikara.
I know.
I adore you.
I love you too. I adore you so much. And I always have to say, I'm the number one fan of the podcast. So,
okay, so
fan club, everything.
I was talking to Lydia literally right before, and I was like, "Oh, this is going to come up," and it's just kind of like this ongoing joke that like you and her are the number one fans of the podcast. But you know, we're just about up to 3 years of doing the show. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. I remember listening to your guys' first episode. Yeah. I'm just like so in awe. I'm like, this is amazing. Keep doing it forever. You can't stop. I will find you and I will tell you to keep going.
So I was at the end of December, we had to get an episode out, and I was like, Brianna, like it was the whole tech issue, and it wasn't even retrograde season. I was like, I think we're just gonna have to skip, and she's like, we're not skipping an episode. We've not skipped an episode. We're not quitting. And you know, I thought about it, and honestly, like the podcast is our form of service to our community, and we know so many people that benefit from it. And this last week, at time of recording, we're in kind of like almost mid-January. We had the most downloads in a week that we've ever had.
Amazing.
So I was like, that's not a sign to continue, just like with having no expectations, right? I feel like that was certainly a little like hint and wink from the universe to keep going.
Yes, I love it. Keep going. That's my sign from my universe to you.
Yeah. So Chikara, you've been on the show before for the last 2 years, and you have to come back every year because you have to. But so we know what your big three are and the human design, but just actually remind us what your big three and the other questions I think we'll avoid this time around just because we have them, even though if they've changed. And the reason I'm asking this is because I want you guys to go back and listen to the other episodes. Mm-hmm. But you're also a snake in the Chinese zodiac, and we're coming off of a snake year, and we're talking about the year of the horse. And I just want to know, did a snake thrive in 2025? Because I don't know anyone that did. 2025 was awful.
Yeah, okay, so real quick, since I'm not going to do the full introduction, I'll remind you guys of my big three. So my big three is I'm a Scorpio sun, Taurus moon, and Aquarius rising.
She's brilliant. That's what that is. It's brilliant.
Sure, thank you. I hope so. I just accept whatever you tell me because I'm not well versed, but I accept it. I allow it. And then I think for human design, I'm a 3-6. It's like the Great Experimenter or something.
And she's a generator.
Oh yeah. Okay, no, I've learned to appreciate it as the episodes come out. I have a new appreciation for generators. And we sparkle and shine for this world. So
and we get shit done. Hello.
Exactly. So from listening to this podcast, I've learned to embrace it.
That's right. That's my girl. Okay. So I'm not really driving. I'm vibing and you're driving because you're telling me and the audience what to expect for this. Please tell me it's a better year. It has to be a better year than 2025.
Let me get through my 10 pages of notes in this.
No, literally, can you show the audience like what?
Yeah, if you can see on YouTube or the camera. I always come prepared, girl. I am the podcast manager for this.
This is so true. And also, I'm just USC grad over here, you guys. Like this girl. And did you just finish your accounting degree too?
Yeah, so I'm studying for my CPA, for my accounting certification. So a girl still is in corporate, not really, but I love finance, so you can't blame me.
wait, is there like that just triggered a memory of thought. I love finance. Isn't there like a shirt or some type of like saying, or I don't know. That just pop culture reference.
Sure. I'm pretty sure, but money, I like money, so I work in money to help support everything else.
Well, let me just tell you. Okay, so just saying this, and then I'm going to let you take over. My friends who are Taurians are more Scorpionic than my Scorpionic friends that are more Taurian. So you are very much a Scorpio, but you give me Taurus vibes. And my Taurus friends, I'm like, no, they're Scorpios in hiding, right?
That's so interesting. I never thought of that.
So interesting. But let me tell you, especially Scorpios, Those two signs, a Scorpio hates being broke.
Mm-hmm.
Hates being
Constantly
broke.
thinking about how I can make more money. So,
Yeah.
yes, I agree.
Okay, well, I love my Scorpionic Turian energy for sure. I love that axis. Okay, friend, take it away.
Okay, so let me kind of jump back to what you asked me earlier about
Mhm.
being a snake, and we just came off the year of the snake, so if you haven't seen that episode, you can, or listen to it. But yeah, so for 2025, that was the year of the snake. I turned 24, which is obviously the same animal sign. So when it's your year, it's very interesting because you have a lot of power and luck in your year, and you can achieve a lot of things, a lot of opportunities can come to you, but at the same time, you have to make sure not to like overstep and overreach. Because things might either fall through or it's like too big an opportunity, and then it kind of you just have to be, I guess, like mindful and reasonable instead of like setting so big a dream and then falling back to reality, I guess. But personally for me, I honestly thought it was the greatest year of my life so far. To be fair though, I'm young. I am, a little bit younger. So to me, I thought it was one of the greatest years because this year I really took like intentionality of like focusing on my social life, and I guess more so was it like the feminine side, like you guys always talk about that like in your podcast,
Mhm.
like really taking care of the feminine side. And for me it was like instead of being go 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 go, I was prioritizing like being with my friends and my family a lot, traveling, and like taking care of my body and my health. And I feel like it really benefited like my mental health, and which really helped me to have a really good year in my head. But that's not to say I didn't have, some issues as well. But I would say the positives definitely outweighed the negatives. But I did hear for a lot of people they didn't really enjoy 2025. And I know part of that is probably the general year. There was a lot of things that went on in the world last year. But I also think depending on your personal astrology, of course, that's going to change your opinion on how you think the year is going to go. Um, but yeah, besides that, I thought it was a great year, and I'm excited for 2026, which is the year of the fire horse. Which Gabby told me I have to show you guys, but I'm wearing a Ford shirt and it has a little red horse on it, so you guys can imagine, just like a fiery red horse. But yeah, so that was just like my quick overview before we get into this year
Mhm.
of what we're going to discuss.
So just to relate it back to the episode, so you're saying if you are a fire horse and going into 2026, or just a horse, despite the element, taking that out of
Mhm.
the equation, theoretically you're set up to have a good, typically successful year.
Yeah, typically it'll be a pretty good year for most people. Like I said, it's just don't, because you have so much luck and power, like don't overreach, don't overextend, because you might get burned later for it.
Totally.
So just be mindful of that.
Also, Turians and Scorpios, all the things. You guys have such phenomenal style. Like Chikara's closet, dude, love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it. And
Mm.
snakes too. And the Chinese zodiac, like snakes are known for like being stylish and like taking care of their appearance. And I
Yeah,
definitely do.
you do. Yeah, you do. You do. It suits you.
Thank you. But I guess we can kind of get into actual.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very long intro. But now we can get into the actual year of the horse. So I'm gonna go
Okay,
into quick
podcast
like
manager.
I know, right? I'm like, let's get back on track. I would
Mm-hmm.
say ladies, but lady. Singular
Mm-hmm.
lady. um
Mm-hmm.
but what I want to start off with is going into like the introduction of kind of like what to expect for this new year, and then kind of go into like a quick reminder of like what Chinese New Year's and the modern customs for kind of the, newer listeners that aren't familiar or don't remember. So we can kind of
Mm-hmm.
go over that. But basically, Chinese New Year for 2026 is on Tuesday, February 17th, which should be today. It should be, this podcast should be dropping today. It's so interesting when we're like recording. I'm like, yes, today, February 17th. And also, Gabby just told me it's actually the lunar eclipse is on that same day. So that's really interesting. And
Mm-hmm.
then the start of the year, start of the new year for the fire horse. Like Abby said, normally we don't take account the elements because that's kind of a deeper, another layer of knowledge. But if you want to know, it is the year of the fire horse, and that kind of just changes what I guess, the deeper layer of what kind of year it's going to be. So for horses, they're pretty much known as being like very intense and like independent and like, I guess, what's the word? But how should I say it? Like go. Like they're very go-getters, as horses are. And when you add that fire element to it, it kind of changes it a little bit. So more specifically for the fire horse year, it's predicted to bring like intensity, transformation, and really bold action. I think it's going to be a really fast-paced year, and I'm really excited to see what happens. But in terms of like the world and what we should expect, unfortunately, the fiery horse energy does bring some like chaos and darkness in terms of like there could be more wars or natural disasters. I think we're kind of already seeing that. I think at time of recording, I think a volcano erupted today, which was crazy. So I think that's going into the year. I'm like, oh wow, okay, very fiery, jeez. But on the go ahead. You want to say something?
No. I will. After you're done, because I'm downloading like crazy. Everything you're saying matches up and links with my system in astrology, and I'm just like, okay, like if multiple systems are saying this, like, is it avoidable? Probably not.
No, I don't think so. But on the flip side, like on the lighter side of things, I do think it's going to be a very like, although it's going to be fast paced. I think this is going to bring like high energy and positive yet like dramatic shifts. So even though it might be a little chaotic, I feel like there is good to be seen from that, and you should take advantage of that. So basically, I wrote a little note that said, for this year, like a horse on fire, expect chaos in its wake, but appreciate it as it goes by. Thanks. I put quote Chikara Carpenter 2026.
I love it.
That was really cringe, but I really had to I'm trying to do better at like kind of giving analogies, because I know some of the stuff we talk about is a little abstract, so give you a better idea of what we're talking about. But yeah,
here for it.
So
love this.
That's right. This is that's pretty much the intro for what to expect for this year in terms of like the customs that revolve around like Chinese New Year. For those kind of unfamiliar, it's very similar to the regular New Year on December 31st, like New Year's Day. So there is kind of like a traditional, Chinese New Year's Eve, I guess. But I feel like most people don't celebrate the day before. They pretty much celebrate on the day of. So instead of celebrating like December 31st, you celebrate like January 1st. So same here. You'd be celebrating tonight, basically, on February 17th. And then typically there's going to be like festivals, annual get-togethers with family members, or, just wishing good fortune, renewal, and stuff like that. There's a lot of communities. Honestly, it says Chinese New Year, but a lot of different Asian countries celebrate it. So it could be like the Asian New Year. So, a lot of different cultures and countries, they kind of hold festivals. They have like the traditional dragon and lion like costumes. They have fireworks. They also, I'm sure you guys have maybe seen like the red lanterns or like red decorations, which symbolizes like luck, in Asian culture, basically. So they have that. And then also during like the annual get-togethers with family members, typically you'll see them give like red envelopes, which is, again, good luck, but also money luck. So inside, typically like the elders, like the grandparents, will give to the grandkids or their kids money in these envelopes, is symbolizing like good luck and good fortune for the new year. And then, or just like in general, like happiness, health, wealth. It can be like a range of things, not just money. And then also like a final thing is, this kind of relates more to Feng Shui, not like astrology, but people like clean their home and kind of cleanse their space in order to make way for like the new energy of the new year.
Yeah, I not traditionally, definitely the year before last, this past year, I was not in a good place in 2025, but 2024, I went to Din Tai Fung on the Astro New Year, because bomb, and they gave me this really cute little like red envelope, and I was just like, oh my god! So yeah, I was really excited. But the thing that you had said about right, the thing you had said about the war energy. So time of recording, just so we know, anyone listening to this podcast in real time is probably feeling the intensity of this week. So we have once in a lifetime astrology that literally entire week where Saturn and Neptune meet up in Aries. There's a lunar eclipse. I think it's in Pisces or Virgo. It's definitely in that axis. Don't remember off the top of my head, but Pisces, Virgo, Scorpio are the most intense karma, the signs that have the most intense karma to clear out. I have placements in all of them now that I think about it. Oh, dumb. And basically that whole week, like, you guys, it's literally 2026 starts in January, obviously on the 1st in the Gregorian calendar, but like 2026 gets going with the Astro New Year. I cannot emphasize that enough.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how this year goes.
And they are linked to wars in the past, by the way, those two transits.
Oh, wow. Okay, well. I guess we should discuss more of the lighter things.
Okay.
in light of this. But that is interesting to see, and we'll see if our predictions come true.
Okay.
You know? Mm-hmm. But besides that, I guess I kind of want to get into the horse characteristics, like people born in the horse, what kind of characteristics they have, and who they kind of are. So I'm going to list off the years because there's 12 animal signs, and each of these 12 animal signs correlate to a year. Mm-hmm. So for the year of the horse, of course, that's, 2026 this year. But then in order to calculate or figure out if you were born in the year of the horse, you just kind of subtract 12 from that. So the previous year of the horse was 2014. So let me get into like all of the years. So it's going to be 2026, 2014, 2002, 1990, 1978, 1966, 1954, 1942, and 1930. So it's crazy. Where are you getting? 1930 is almost 100 years ago.
It's crazy.
But yeah, so if you were born in any of those years, you most likely have these characteristics. But to double check, for some people born near January and February, you kind of have to check and make sure you are born that year, because sometimes, like we said, you may be born at like the cutoff, because as you know, Chinese New Year for this year is February 17th. So just double check. But typically, if you're born in those years, then you are a horse in Chinese astrology. So pretty much for the horse in Chinese culture, this like animal sign typically represents like the hero. I'm sure you've heard of like, typical traits and characteristics of your hero. So people born in the year of the horse are known to be like adventurous, brave, independent, and energetic. They really portray like that heroic energy. However, some of their like weaknesses are that they could be overly ambitious and overly confident in their abilities. As we know, some heroes can have their, their weaknesses. Mm-hmm. But despite this, horses are honestly able to kind of get away with a lot, just because they're well liked by many and they honestly inspire others. So even though they have some of these like not so great traits, they're honestly such a well liked animal sign that others kind of really appreciate them and are inspired by them despite these faults.
Yeah, I know a good amount of horses, and they do tend to get away. It's almost like the get out of jail free card. Mm-hmm. That's like the energy they remind me of.
Yeah, a lot of horses I know are just like so popular and well liked, and it's interesting because like you can just tell. Like I'll be like, oh, I wonder what year they were born, and I'm talking to them, and it comes up, and I'm like, yep, I knew it. As astrologers, we have that internal calculation in our head, and we're just like talking like, oh, nice to meet you, and then deep down we're like, yeah, you're a horse,
and you can't have a conversation with someone without that like kicking in, huh? Like the spiritual thought. No, never.
Like every time I'm meeting someone new, I'm like, oh, like what year were you born? And then they tell me, and I'm like, oh, interesting. And I'm like, so we will not work well together. I'm like, we will work well together.
Yes.
But lucky for me, for snakes, pretty much I believe for snakes are like valued friends or like really good like confidants, like good friends are people born in the year of the horse. So for me, a lot of my friends are like a year younger than me. They're good for me. So in that sense.
So you're going to have a good collaboration year then.
Yeah, I'll get more in depth with all the different animal signs and kind of what to expect for this year, but sneak peek, this snake should be pretty good this year. I'll get more in depth with that. But besides that, I kind of want to get into like the general fortune for the year, which I kind of touched on. But basically, like I said, 2026 will most likely be an exciting year. It's going to bring intensity, transformation, and bold action. So expect 2026 to be a really supportive year in terms of maybe taking a risk to accomplish whatever you've been like trying to do, or any manifestations you've been trying to achieve.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. So it's moving fast. Take advantage. Keep it going. There's not much time to look backwards is what I'm getting.
Seriously. But learn to appreciate it, of course. Because like I said, it's going to be super fast paced, but I think you should make sure to ground yourself, of course, and appreciate it.
I could see that, especially, I think it's really interesting how the snake and the horse, they subsequently follow each other, right? Mm-hmm. In terms of the zodiacal years and just how it goes and the flow that they have. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the snake was all about the shedding and the releasing and the freaking dying on all literal levels. before like the fast-paced energy of the horse can come in and just keep it going. It was almost like a release and a purge before the newness and the fast-paced movement can really get just move forward in general.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with that. So we'll see what's to come, but based off this, I kind of want to go more in depth into like each of the animal signs' fortune. And I'm not going to explain all of the years like I did with the year of the horse because it's a lot to go through. So if you want to know kind of what animal sign you are, you can always feel free to check out our Instagram page at Hapi Feng Shui, which kind of, if you go through, you can see like, oh, which animal sign you are based off of all the different years. And like I said, if you're born January, February, you might want to just look up online, like when was the Chinese New Year for the year you were born, and you can pretty much figure out who you are.
Yeah.
But besides that, I guess let's get started. So
okay, I'm ready. It better be good for monkeys.
12, I know, there's 12 animal signs, so buckle up. We have to go through each of the different 12. So I'm going to start off with the horse, obviously, because it's the year of the horse. So people born in the year of the horse, they have some extra power and luck in almost all areas of life since this is their year. However, like I said before, don't push your luck too much as it could lead to conflict later. But besides that, it should be overall a good year. For people born in the year of the sheep, they're predicted to have many work/financial opportunities and can benefit from a fruitful romantic relationship. However, be careful of overworking and insomnia. So there's that. The monkey. What's it gonna say? I only say the good things. No, I'm just kidding. I'm very unbiased in these. Okay, don't hate. Was it don't kill the messenger? Okay,
don't shoot the messenger.
Don't shoot the messenger. Okay. But next, for people born in the year of the monkey, they have luck in both career and finance. However, they're going to need to work hard in order to see the results, but they can see the results. As for romance, it says don't try to push for love and kind of let it come to you naturally this year. Don't force yourself. Just be in a state of allowing and receiving. And then for health, it just says be careful of a weakened immune system and getting minor colds. So just make sure to take care of yourself. Don't overwork and weaken your immune system.
I'll take it.
Yeah, honestly, it's not bad. Then after that, for the rooster, this is a very auspicious year and can result in marriage. It can also result in a baby or a promotion at work. And there are not many health issues this year. However, it says to be careful of those around you who may be jealous or opportunities that may be too good to be true. So for the rooster, it looks like a good year, but just be careful of backstabbers and people who are preying on your downfall, basically. Next, we have the dog. The dog also has to work hard in order to see results like the monkey, but be sure to remain humble and careful of those around you who also may backstab or gossip you. And then it says to also take care to de-stress to avoid any health issues, like we said, like insomnia and just like minor health issues like that. For the pig has a mixed year. It says luck is low, so it's trying to say prioritize working and improving your personal skills in order to see money and career opportunities. It says for romance, actually, there's a strong attractiveness and opportunity for many dates or improving your current relationship, but it just says to be careful of food and alcohol poisoning. So don't go too crazy, and you should be good.
Okay.
And then next we have the ox. So there are many opportunities for work and money and even a potential career change or switch this year. Also for romance, there's an opportunity for a relationship to progress fast and even become more committed, or even marriage. This is also, it says this is also a good year to get married. And then health should be pretty normal this year. So for the ox, it's a pretty good year and especially good for romance and health. Next, we have the tiger. For the tiger, it should be a pretty stable year, but it says be careful and prepared for any sort of obstacle. Opportunities are really abundant, but these opportunities are only abundant after you get through that obstacle. And then as for romance, it says it's probably going to be an uneventful year compared to usual, but besides that, your health is going to generally be okay, but be careful of overindulgence in alcohol and partying. Yeah, it's very interesting. So that was the tiger. For the rabbit, it's kind of similar to the ox. This is going to be a really auspicious year, and it's also pointing towards a career change that will benefit you in the long term, which is interesting. And for romance, there could be ups and downs with your partner, so be prepared and be careful. And then in terms of health, it says to be careful of cuts and bleeding, so don't play with knives. It's what I'm getting from that.
Yeah, agree.
Don't juggle knives, okay?
I'm walking in for our sibling sign specifically
Oh,
as you're
okay.
speaking.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I don't care about anybody else.
No,
I'm just
I
kidding.
mean, we got to mine, so the monkeys are having a good year. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, you're like, okay, everybody else, whatever. No.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. For the next one, we have the dragon. So the dragon may struggle in career and finances this year, so make sure not to push too hard and remain humble. For love, it can be an uneven year as you find yourself kind of getting more emotional. So just take a deep breath and realize they're not out to get you. It's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then in health, it says to be careful of digestive issues and then problems with like joints or kind of like, arthritic kind of pain. Hopefully nothing crazy.
Sakura?
Yeah, I know. I was like, Sakura. I know. I have to tell her offline though. I'd be like,
yeah. Well, she's gonna listen to this, so
yeah, she better.
Yeah.
Or else, yeah, she's like, oh my gosh, these dorks.
Yeah, and well, me and your other sister Kana, we have the same sign because we're like less than a month apart, so I think that's good for us.
Yeah, we all I feel like we all know people in very similar signs
in
our families, but what else is there? We have snakes, the best animal sign. Just kidding. Okay. So snakes this year will have auspicious luck in their career in any project / education they're working on. They'll have really good luck, which is interesting because I'm working on my education this year and my certification. So
you'll pass.
Thank you. I need it. But it says to avoid taking risks with finances, so just be careful of like investing and gambling. And then in terms of romance, this may be a complicated year and there could be some misunderstandings. Sad face. For health, it just says if you feel off at all, be sure to check in with a doctor to be safe. So like you're feeling, if you have a cold that won't go away or kind of stuff like that, just be cautious and go to the doctor and make sure it's nothing too crazy. Mm-hmm. And then finally, this is the last animal sign. Those born in the year of the rat should be extra careful this year since it is their year of opposition. So during an opposition year, it's best described as 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So just, you may find yourself in almost all areas of life, stuff just going wrong, and it's not, it's just, that's how year of oppositions work. Typically, people will go through these hardships throughout the year. However, for our Happy Feng Shui, we have a little tradition where if you are going through a year of opposition, we have a kind of a tradition or like celebration that we do in order to help reduce the effects of your year of opposition. So basically what that means is
I'll tell you after.
Oh, okay. But basically for your year of opposition, what you should do is like have a good, like a grand celebration with lots of like loud noises, like live music. Basically you want like clanging metal noises to break up the negative energy. And this is supposed to be done on a good receive day and time, which I think I brought up before in like our previous episodes if you want to listen to. But basically receive day and time is just a good day to do, certain activities. And this is one of those activities you should do. So basically it's just having a grand celebration surrounded by people you love and then also loud music, loud noises. And that helps break up the negative energy and help make it more of a smoother year. It's not going to completely cure the year, but it will help reduce, any negative effects that could happen.
So, yeah. Sakura, little story time over here. Wait, was that the last one?
Yeah, it's the last one, so go ahead. You can tell your little story time.
That's perfect. Okay, Sakura, I love you. So, background context, the way that, and I don't even know if we started this in the first episode.
I think the way that
maybe, yeah. So, Chikara and I, we know each other because Sakura is Chikara's older sister, and Sakura was my first boss in the corporate world. So I was her intern back in like 2013. So 13 years ago, basically. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. And we've stayed in touch over the years. And obviously, so we're all homies. Honestly, soul family, if you really think about it.
Yeah, seriously.
Totally. So Sakura took off to Germany for 10 years. She just got back. So when Sakura was going through her year of opposition, she had a huge party in the office on said day. And I remember the boss, whatever, fuck it, we're going to say his name. His name's Matthias. And so, whatever, I don't care. I mean, that chapter of my life is so far behind me. So anyways, he was her boss. And then I took her position when she moved. And he then became my boss. And I remember, Sakura, I actually don't even know if you know this. So I guess you're finding out in real time. he was talking so much shit and making fun of Sakura for having that party in the offices in Germany. But I mean, now I'm like, oh, I know why she did it. Obviously, I do the same thing too. I do all this ritualistic stuff. But I was just like, what a hater.
No,
So
seriously.
we're not editing that out, by the way, Brianna. We're keeping this in because that's tea.
Oh, tea.
It's
Tea.
tea.
She put her foot down. She said, I'm bringing that fiery horse energy right now.
You know
we are
what?
naming names.
Let me tell you, I know we're still shedding the snake at time of recording and up until the 17th, which is
Oh,
a
true.
lunar eclipse, huge thing. But once 2026 hit, my God, a bitch was ready to go. I literally told my shaman today, I'm like, the bitch is back. I'm ready. I'm ready to be seen.
Dude, you're like a phoenix, bro.
I died 1,000 deaths in 2025. But I think it just speaks to like the energy. Like once 2026 hit, I'm just like, oh yeah, I feel it. It feels different, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like you can already tell. And as we get closer to the, as we hit the lunar eclipse, kind of Chinese New Year energy, it's definitely going to be a lot.
Oh, 100%. I'm telling you.
In a good way.
I think so too. Like that week, the third week. So mark my words, guys. So anywhere from the 13th of February onwards to the 22nd, really, really potent energy. So, but yeah, the lunar eclipse. Be careful driving. More accidents happen on eclipses. You heard it here first.
Oh, okay. I'm like, well, I was gonna say. So we kind of talked about like the traditions and stuff to, I guess, bring in the Chinese New Year. Do you have any like traditions that maybe those following Western astrology could do?
I think everything's intention, especially on eclipses. They say not to manifest with the eclipses. Specifically for this one, I'm going to speak to this one because we're going to do another one next year and it'll be fine. We'll talk about rituals then. But I think just intention setting. I'm actually not a big ritual girl, believe it or not. I really just take the time, to like think about where I want to be, how I want to cleanse, release. Eclipses specifically are really good portals to, it's extreme, but to do banishments. So like you want something, someone gone, it's like, you can take it to the nth degree with this. But they're timeline hops. So like if you were like, I want to be pregnant and married in September of 2026, well, you could scoot that on up if you really worked with the energy and you're at a frequency in which you can do that and your soul's ascended and you've done enough shadow work to do that where you can basically consciously jump a timeline like at that specific eclipse 6 months prior. So hopefully that makes sense, but I think a lot of it's really intention.
That makes sense. I feel like that's a lot of with Chinese astrology too, is setting the intention. And I agree, maybe probably not doing manifestation practice on that day, but I feel like, as you were saying, I feel like it's more of like a cleansing, like final shed before the new year. So like we were saying, like clean your house, clean your space, clean your energy, and make things good for that, for this new year. And then throughout the year, take the time to do the manifestations, on those better dates, I guess we could say.
By the way, are all New Year days in Chinese astrology achieve days?
No, they're not.
They're
so
not?
I think maybe this year, this year. I think so. Yeah, no, it's called 1,000-year calendar, which is crazy. They literally mapped out like thousands of years. Yeah, I have it for like, it's crazy. But no, it's not always. There's certain times where it's like very, interesting where how things line up. For the different days. That's another deeper layer that we could get into, but basically in addition to, the regular Chinese New Year, as Gabby knows, it's based off of the lunar calendar. So the lunar calendar is much different than the Gregorian calendar. And another deeper layer is that each day has its own animal sign and element. And then that ties into what kind of day it is for that specific day. So basically it's kind of saying is like Gabby said, like, oh, that's an achieve day. February 17th is an achieve day, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it is.
Today? Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's 12, like the 12 animal signs, there's 12 different kinds of days. I'm not going to go into all of them, but basically there's certain days that are really good for, enrolling to go to school, submitting a promotion request. There's really good days for cleansing. There's good days for asking for a yes response. So stuff like that. And it's really interesting how deep this Chinese astrology can go into, not just you personally and how it'll affect you, like your personal astrology, but also the day, because the days affect everybody. Those kinds of days almost majority of people will experience similar kinds of things on those kinds of days. Similar to, like you were saying, like with eclipses and like, you know, Saturn returns, not Saturn returns, but the Mercury retrograde, all those kinds of things is very similar in Chinese astrology. I'm actually not too sure if we've ever checked if it aligns in terms of like Mercury retrograde and like certain days in the Chinese New Year or Chinese calendar. I have to check.
Yeah, I feel like last year it was a similar situation, so that's why I asked. I was like, huh, that's curious. But I noticed that the 16th, so the day before, the 17th, those are 2 back-to-back achieve days, and then the 18th is a receive day, which is Ash Wednesday, which is, oh god, that's really funny that that's an interesting, you know, Catholic holiday. Receive days are good days to like quite literally receive. So yeah, I always love looking forward to the new year and what is going on specifically on that day for the Chinese New Year to see like what other kind of energies are at play.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see. And I love hearing when you tell me like, oh, like, you know, it's Mercury retrograde, or it's like, you know, the lunar eclipse, like eclipses and stuff like that.
Wait, it is about to be Mercury retrograde at this time at drop. Yeah. Yeah,
I reminded us.
Yeah, you sure did. And it's going to be in Pisces, so the shadow's already at play. Ugh.
That's okay though. We have a whole year ahead of us, and there are plenty of good days as there are not so good days.
Yeah, absolutely. I love how you just are so efficient, so prepared, get right to it. She is the podcast manager, queen, and all the things.
Yes, I have. Wait, I have my closing remarks. We can't jump
I wasn't going to cut you off. I was going to be like, what else do you have to say, friend? I want to be here all day with you.
I jumped the gun. Oh my gosh. Well, before we close, do you have any other questions or maybe like curiosities?
What do you feel like the audience just needs to know? Like, close this out with your closing remarks and on a high note.
Okay.
And where people can find you, the discount that they get.
Oh my gosh, you just like totally spoiled. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so let me do my closing remarks. But overall, the Year of the Horse is going to be really exciting, and I think a lot of change in the world is going to happen, and it's going to happen quickly. So I feel like we're going to move on from things very quickly, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. And I think no matter what sign you are, what animal sign you are, it's going to be a good year to stick to your goals and manifestations, considering like how much bold action and like fiery energy there is this year. So just make sure to take that into account. While I also kind of mentioned earlier, just stay grounded and be appreciative of everything you have, because of such of the high paced, fast energy. I feel like we can get lost in that. So I feel like my biggest takeaway is just to be grounded and not get swept up in all the current events that are happening, and, you know, current events happening in your life or the world. Just be grounded and be okay, and realize everything's going to work out. It's going to be a fiery year, but we're going to get through it. And hopefully it's a little bit better than last year, as Gabby hopes. But I definitely think it'll be better. I definitely think it will. So just take this positivity into the new year. And with that, I have a final note. Basically, in honor of the Chinese New Year today, February 17th, for the entire month of February. So I guess we'll do February and into March. We'll have a rare offering, which is 50% off our full astrology reports and our Feng Shui reports. So this is a pretty rare offering, considering this is the only offering we give throughout the entire year. So please be sure to check us out at happyfengshui.com or Instagram at happyfengshui and all the stuff. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys don't sleep on those reports and those on her readings specifically. Her and her mentor, who's her dad, you guys, they have like 40 years in the game doing this, and they were one of the 2 healers that supported me through my Saturn return, who I go to annually for my reports and all the things. And I cannot stress enough how much I enjoy working with them. And also, I don't really give compliments unless I mean it, and I mean it with them. So I'm a Cancer.
Gosh. I'm blushing.
So take advantage, especially if they're 50% off. I mean, come on now.
So yeah, and we love doing this, and it's just fun, you know. If you've never done it before, it's just cool to see, especially if you're very focused on Western astrology, to kind of see like the different modalities and just be like, oh wow. And then what's also interesting is I think with human design and some other modalities, they have parts of Eastern astrology, like Chinese astrology, associated with it. So yeah, if you're ever curious, feel free to check us out.
Check them out, you guys. Follow them on Instagram. You have a YouTube channel. I feel like that's available as well. and their website and all the things. Chikara, I love you. Come back
I
whenever,
love you
even if it's just
too.
to like be an
Please.
audience member and hang out.
Can I just? I know. I just want to vibe, but I can't vibe. I have to talk all the time. I'm just kidding. Or I'm gonna be like, you guys are gonna be off track, and I'm like, ladies, get to the point. No, I'm just kidding. I appreciate you guys because you guys, I really admire how you guys let yourselves go on tangents and just enjoy yourself in that moment. And I'm like, you know what? I need more of that in my
life. Same, and definitely feel like that energy is more attributed to definitely Brianna and Nicole. Brianna's a Sag, Nicole's a Cancer, as everyone knows, but I like everyone needs like some type of fire, especially if you're a water and earth sign, you need some type of fire or air. And both you and me, my friend, we're watery and we're business oriented. So we need that levity that the other two opposite elements provide us with.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. All right, friends. Until the next time, Chikara, do you want to say bye with me? I feel like you have to.
Of course. I have to. Was I the first one that started doing that, or I don't know.
Oh, I don't know, but
I just remember I always wanted to say bye with you guys.
I was gonna say Lydia's gonna listen to this, and Lydia, you know, I'm messing around, but like, you know, the number one podcast fan. I feel like you must have been the first one to say it.
Yeah, let's get the receipts.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'll have to go back and listen. Okay, until next time, friends. Bye.
Bye.